Frogs win, frogs win. Eternal Skillet and Fort Worth is better than Dallas. You know it. Coconut knows it. We all know it. Okay, let's get this show rolling. TCU Postgame Live. We're going to break it down, talk all about that victory in Fort Worth over those ponies or thunders or whatever it is they're calling themselves now. Before we get into it, you know there's some things that I need from you. I need for you to subscribe to the show. Let's not start coughing, girl. Just relax over there. Okay. Subscribe to the show. It's at TCU VOCFB. Let me get it run across the bottom of the screen like it usually is. TCU VOCFB, and every Tuesday night, Big 12 VOCFB as well. That's where we do the Biggest 12 show, which you need to be a part of if you're not already. We're trying to get that channel, the Big 12 channel, to 1,000 subscribers, and we're ever so close. So please help make it happen. And while you're at it, follow the TCU channel if you've not already. Got a lot of balls flying all over the place in the air, okay? We're trying to make some things grow, trying to make some things viable. All right, let's do that. Okay. Also, follow Voice of College Football on Twitter at The Voice of College Football. Also on Instagram, that's where you're going to keep up to date with all of those conversations that are happening week to week, and of course, getting you through that long, terrible, terrifying off season. But we don't have to worry about that right now. We're in the middle of a great season. We sure are here in 2025. And while you're following things, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Clint_Foster55. And that's where you're going to get my hot takes mid-game and midweek as well. And this is an important one this week, folks. Follow me on YouTube at Clint Foster Creations. Tomorrow night, the public premiere of Remember the Alamo Bowl. I have been hyping this thing up for friggin' ever. I'm so excited to finally share it with all of you. Here, I'm going to show you what you need to do, okay? Go to my channel right now. Go to the video. Here, Remember the Alamo Bowl, okay? And I want you, well, let me add it to the stage. There it is, right there. Okay, and what I want you to do, there's a little thing that's going to say, notify me right here. Hit that notify me button. It premieres in 12 hours. We're going to all watch it together, and we can all engage with each other in the chat over here on the side, and just be a community of Frog fans / college football enjoyers / Texas history appreciators, all of the things. Okay, it's gonna be a really great time. I really want you. I mean, I want you to watch it anyway. That's really I'm not gonna make a single dime off of this. Disney has made damn sure of that. I'm not gonna make a dime off of this film, but this will at least be a fun way for us to all enjoy it together and really be a community in that way. So make sure that you're ringing that little bell for yourself and telling your friends to ring the bell for themselves as well. Okay. Yes. So yes, subscribe to my channel as well as this channel and the Big 12 channel, wherever it is that you're watching this. Subscribe to everything. Okay. You're clicking buttons. It's not a hard thing to do. This isn't your first day on the internet. Also, make sure you're getting the Voice of College Football wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple, Amazon, you name it, we're there. And check out the Voice of College Football store, vocfb.com/shop. Okay, you've got all your Voice of College Football branded merch over there. And if you enter in the Biggest 12 VOCF or Big 12 VOCFB on the promo code, it's going to let them know that we sent you. We're still waiting for Biggest 12 specific merchandise, but know that it is coming. Okay, and in the meantime, you can get something that has a V, an O, a C, an F, and a B, or rather a V of football, a C, an F, and a B on it, and rep your favorite college football show on the internet. Amazing. Okay, that's podcast business out of the way, is it not? I think now we can talk about a TCU victory. Are you ready to? Because I'm ready to. Listen, this is by far the best victory the Frogs have had all season. It is becoming more and more apparent each week that North Carolina is utter flaming garbage, and obviously Abilene Christian is not an FBS school. So, you knew SMU was going to give you a battle, right? This is your first of two back-to-back playoff teams that TCU is playing. SMU, the Iron Skillet is always a battle because SMU always really wants to win this game. TCU sometimes wants to win this game. I always want to win this game. TCU sometimes wants to win this game. Okay. And this is the last time, apparently, any of us are going to get to want to win this game because the powers that be have ruled that after 104 times, we're not doing it anymore. But that's a conversation for a little bit later in the show. For now, we're going to revel in the victory. Yes, Frogs didn't just win, they covered. You know what great teams do. They cover 35-24. And it's a game that the Frogs were in control of almost the entire game. It was a tough game through three quarters, and the Frogs only barely trailed late in the game. But, man, good way to get out of Fort Worth with a victory and prove that that Fort Worth supremacy that we're all fully aware of. If we're going to talk about this game, first of all, we got to talk about Eric McAllister's career day. All right. Absolute career day through the air for Eric McAllister. 8 receptions, 254 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Okay. Now, all of you who are watching the game know it should have been 4 touchdowns, which would have been a new TCU single game record for receiving touchdowns. And allow me to share with you, if you've not already seen this image, the catch that was ruled out of bounds. This is something that has happened entirely too often in TCU history. Max was in, Kendra was in, and add Eric McAllister to the list. Oh, that's the wrong screen. Sorry about that. Max was in, Kendra was in, and so was Eric McAllister. Yep, there he is. Look at that green grass next to my brother's foot right there. That man is inbounds, and he proceeds. Oh, my God. Yo, I'm sorry. Too many things at once. Okay, here we go. Green grass. There it is. All right. That's a catch. It was a touchdown. Should have been touchdown. I believe this would have been his second of the day. But 4 touchdowns would have been a TCU record, receiving touchdowns in a single game. Golly, I hope this ACC crew gets reprimanded for that one because that is piss poor. That is definitely Max was in levels of absurd, right? It's literally, it's mirror image side of the field, okay? Because Max was on the southwest side of the field in that Baylor game where he was ruled out, and he was absolutely still in on a touchdown play. I would be willing to bet money that there is a divot in that field. There's a divot in that field, exactly like there was with Max. So, but regardless, he should have had 4. He gets 3, which ties the TCU record. Also, those 254 yards. That is about 13 yards shy of Josh Doxson's single game receiving record, which he set against Texas Tech in that wild game in 2015. Hey, another opportunity for a Remember the Alamo Bowl plug. All right. Learn more about that game in that documentary. But just incredible day from Eric McAllister. This is the sort of game that we were expecting to see from him this season. When he's going into this year as the new number 1 guy, wearing the number 1 jersey, right? This is the type of production that we were anticipating that we could see as Frog fans. And you hope that it's only up from here, right? He really showed his speed over the top. And, I mean, the most impressive play of all was that quick slant, 2 tackles. Second SMU guy doesn't even attempt to tackle him. And he sprints the rest of the way into the end zone. Beautiful play. Beautiful, beautiful. If I felt like I could show highlights on this show without getting copyright claimed, you bet your butt I would do it. Hey, y'all, get involved in the chat, okay? I see all of y'all watching. Let's talk about this game. And if anybody wants to call in, I am more than happy to put the link into the chat. In fact, I will go ahead and put the link in. Things are a lot more fun when I'm not just shouting into the void. Here we go. There's the link in the chat. And if you're not exceptionally ugly, I'll put you on the show. How's that sound? Okay. All right. So Eric McAllister's career day. Chef's kiss. We love it. And it must be mentioned that on the other end of those 3 touchdown passes, Josh Hoover had himself a good little day as well. 22 of 40. So he was a little bit uncharacteristically inaccurate at times. He did zip quite a few balls in there, but 5 touchdowns on the day. 5, right? This is the sort of thing we want to see from Josh Hoover. Did throw an interception, and also, can we talk about how he nearly got himself killed there? I don't know what was going on. There's a lot of good things to say about this game, okay? We won. We got the skillet. If anybody needs bacon, I know a squad that can help you out, all right, forever. But what are we doing there when we're running out the clock at the end of the game and it's fourth and like forever, and we throw a quick pass play that takes about 2 seconds off the clock and gets Josh Hoover hit, and it dang near looks like he hurt his leg or his ankle or something. Like, it took him a long time to get up and he was hobbling off the field. What are we doing, right? Why are we putting our, I'm going to go ahead and say it, potential Heisman quarterback candidates season at risk to not even run that much time off the clock, right? I mean, either we're probably out of field goal range because we don't have Limmerman. Maybe you don't want to punt, but you could either like run a long running play, or you could punt the ball. Hell, that's going to take more time off the clock than that did. I mean, I really don't know what the thought process was with all of that. But thankfully, it appears that Josh Hoover is just fine. But man alive, that was a completely unnecessary scare as far as I'm concerned. Yes, you are correct, Kumpf E-Rambles. It is nice to beat up on little brother again. Yes, just as Aaron Green put it on his story. TCU, better than little brother. Okay, let's talk about that defense a little bit. Defense that bent but didn't break for the most part. All right. You do allow Jordan Hudson to get a touchdown, which, all right, have fun, kiddo. But when I'm talking about this defense, there's two things that I really want to highlight. First of all, Caleb Elam's-Orr had himself a day. He was active out there. We have a very solid group of starting linebackers between Devin Deal, Nnamdi Obiazor, and Caleb Elam's-Orr. Elam's-Orr, he had 1 sack, 8 low tackles to lead the team in the game. Very active out there, putting some pressure on Jennings at times, on Kevin Jennings. I will say, that SMU offense, it looked good. Kevin Jennings was very accurate outside of the pocket, and I've been watching TCU football a long time, y'all. I've been a TCU fan my entire life, but I've actively been watching football since about 1998. I have never seen a TCU defense that was really, really great with mobile quarterbacks, right? And in the past, that was because Gary Patterson defenses are so aggressive. Now I think it's just because I don't know what the 3-3-5 is trying to do, to be completely honest with you. I don't know. But it's something that we struggle with at times, right? We didn't really keep contain. They broke contain a lot. Kevin Jennings would get out and have time to create a play. But Caleb Elam's-Orr, he stood out to me. And listen, you're playing Kevin Jennings, and yes, he looked good. But we all remember that playoff game last year against Penn State and the 8 zillion interceptions that he threw. You weren't going to feel good about this Iron Skillet game if you didn't get at least 1 pick. And not only did we get 1 pick, we got 2 from the same kiddo, right? Another kid that we've been waiting to really show up in this game, or, just for this team. Jamel Johnson, y'all. 2 interceptions. Both of them very easily could have been housed. And I think Sonny Dykes mentioned something to this effect in his post-game comments, like, hey, we gotta figure out, how to convince this kid to run after he intercepts the ball, because both of those could have been touchdowns. Yeah, really, really great performance by him. And there were opportunities for others. Very, very close to getting some interceptions on some other plays. But overall, solid performance by the defense. I mean, really, when you're holding an offense like SMU, frankly, when you're a 3-3-5 holding any offense to 24 points, I feel pretty good about it. Okay. So I like it. It gives me a lot of confidence heading into this very tough game that we got in only 6 days. 6 days. We play another playoff team in Arizona State on the road at night in Tempe. Buddy, I complained about this all summer on the Biggest 12. I don't know who hates us that was making our schedule. That was some grade A nonsense right there. I'm going to be very interested also to see how that Arizona State Baylor game turns out here tonight. I'm sure y'all will as well. Okay, so defense looked good. We love it. We love to see it. Before I get into my last point, let me hit you with some info about Voice of College Football bets. Here we go.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. and the voice of college football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the voice of college football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.
Listen, clearly we all should have put some money on TCU covering. You know what? I'm not going to do it because the second I start putting money on it, all my picks are going to be wrong. But I'm just going to remind y'all, I've been on a little bit of a hot streak this year, okay? I haven't been keeping score like my brother Mark has, okay? But I've gotten a lot of these Big 12 picks right, and I know Brownie is my witness on this. If Brownie, I don't know if Brownie's watching Postgame Live. He's probably wrapped up in that Iowa State bye week right now. But I picked Tech, y'all. I picked TCU. I mean, my pick'em league, I'm doing pretty nice as well. So, you know, listen to your boy, put some money on it. As long as Kansas isn't involved, apparently the Kansas curse is not yet broken. But everybody else, I'm good to go with. All right, so last point of the broadcast, Eternal Skillet. All right, here's the situation. You wanted to win this game by multiple scores. If we're going to end the game, you can't let SMU be taking the skillet forever. That's just simply something that we cannot allow to happen. Okay. Quivering is, oh, yeah. Yes, Joe. Sorry. Joe, you stopped me in my tracks there. I was like, what's he talking about? Talking about Brownie quivering his boots. Yeah. Listen, I have been one of the few proponents of this rivalry, I feel like, for the past 20 years, right? There is so much rich rivalry history between Fort Worth and Dallas, right? And if you want more background on that, you absolutely have to check out Throwback Frog's video on the history of the Fort Worth-Dallas rivalry. Please do it, okay? Actually, let me pull it up on the screen right now because it's absolutely it's completely unfair that his channel hasn't taken off more because he does really, really, really great work. Let me share. I also ran into him today at the game. So what's up, Throwback Frog? If you're watching, yeah, here you go, Throwback Frog. Okay, yeah, he's only got 2,000 subscribers. Come on, y'all, we got to do better than this. So yeah, go subscribe to Throwback Frog. All of you TCU people, literally all of these videos are great, especially these three right here: the Fort Worth versus Dallas. How SMU and TCU created the Cotton Bowl, and the Bass family saving Disney. They're all fascinating videos, very well researched. But definitely watch this Fort Worth versus Dallas video to get. I'm sorry, it's not on the screen. There it is. Throwback Frog. There he is at Throwback Frog. Okay, go subscribe to him. Watch at least these first three. Definitely Fort Worth versus Dallas. Okay. It's absolutely appalling that this video only has 6,000 views. That's ridiculous. So watch it right now and watch the TCU SMU one. I mean, this is the week to do it for sure. My point being, there is so much rich history in this rivalry between Fort Worth and Dallas. And I have bemoaned the loss of regionality of the sport, right? We all pine for the days of the Southwest Conference, right? And playing all these teams where you're neighbors and friends with fans of the other squads, right? I got to run down to the by the field today and say hi to an SMU, whatever the SMU equivalent of a showgirl is, who works for my wife, right? There's cross-pollination here. It's a beautiful thing. This is what college football is supposed to be about: regional pride, city pride, right? And bragging rights over your friends and neighbors, okay, and coworkers. This thing where we're trying to we're trying to make a thing out of Michigan USC. Who the hell cares? Nobody cares. All right. That's not interesting. I understand to a degree back before SMU was in the ACC. And I was actually talking about this with a couple former players that I was sitting with today. I kind of understand what the argument used to be about, like, well, SMU is not a Power 5 school. When we win the game, it doesn't do us any good. When we lose the game, it only destroys our season. But SMU's in the ACC now. And if you're worried about losing the game, then win the damn game. I don't know what to tell you. Right? Like, you play the game to win. Like, win the game. Why are we being chicken crap about this? Okay, win the game, play the game, for God's sake. I mean, nobody's taken Iowa State off the menu. Please God, right? This is 2 Power 5 schools. Is Iowa the best team that Iowa State could be scheduling? No, right? And is it usually like a stressful battle? Yes, but it's something that we all want to watch. Now, I will say this, and like, this is like both a kudos and a shame, ringing the shame bell, okay? Kudos on a lot of reporters covering the Iron Skillet now and being like, oh my God, look at this great history, da-da-da. And Shahan Jayaraja wrote a great article about it. We know Shahan, love Shahan, friend of the show. He's always a proponent of Texas college football, point blank period. He does not fall into this latter category. But all of the hand-wringing, right, of these reporters about like, oh, look at this vile, getting rid of this rivalry. Y'all didn't care about this rivalry before this year. Stop acting like you cared before this year, okay? You should have cared. This is my point that nobody's making. You should have cared, all right? But you didn't. And today, we still haven't had a ranked matchup between these two teams ever, because I don't think we had rankings in 35 yet. But like, this is the best both of these teams have been at the same time, literally ever, and you put it on ESPN2, right? Don't come here and talk to me about like, oh, we're so sad that the rivalry's going. Well, why didn't you do something to help it stay alive, right? Make it so both of these athletic departments cannot take it off the schedule. And I know SMU wants to keep playing it. I know this is a TCU problem. And I really, really hope that Mike Buddy, our new athletic director, will see the value and adding it back onto the schedule. There's so much great that comes out of it. And the students clearly love it on both sides. But in the meantime, we're skilletless. And yet again, another tragic loss for the sport that I love, in my opinion. Okay, James thinks I'm oversimplifying. Well, I've been accused of oversimplifying things before. So yeah, let's hear it, James. Question is, do you want to play 11 Power 4 opponents every year, or is SMU always going to be your Power 4 opponent? Okay, well, you can say that, but who did we replace SMU with? Arkansas State? You cannot sit here and tell me you're more excited to play Arkansas State than SMU. Get the heck out of town, man. I don't care. I do understand. This is the other argument. Yes, I didn't amplify the argument of, oh my God, well, if you add SMU and another team, you're playing 11 Power 5 opponents. I mean, I'm fine with SMU being that Power 5 opponent. I know that there's not a whole lot of benefit to playing 11 Power 5 games or Power 4 games in a 12-team playoff era, or especially a 16-team playoff era. There's not much benefit to it. But why not let SMU be the Power 4 opponent that you play? It's not like A&M's wanting to play you. They don't want to lose to you. It's not like Texas wants to lose to you again, right? Keep a Southwest Conference team on the schedule that's not still in the Big 12. I mean, hell, every time we schedule a marquee matchup, we move it away from home anyway. SMU's the only marquee game we ever get at home, right? You tell me the last time we played a marquee. The whole argument of this is like, oh, look at this. We're going to get you more home games that you want to come to. Well, you tell me the last freaking time we were going to play North Carolina at home next year. You know what happened with that? We're playing across the Atlantic Ocean in Ireland. And yes, I'm going to try to go. Okay. But we should be playing those games at home. We clearly don't care to play them at home. Okay. Last marquee matchup we had at home out of conference was Colorado, right? And the only reason it became marquee is because they happened to hire Deion Sanders during that offseason, right? And he brought in Travis Hunter and Shadur Sanders and all of that. Okay. Before that, it was Cal? Like every other marquee game, we had a home and home with LSU. Oh, whoopsie daisy. We moved it to a single game at AT&T. Home and home with Ohio State. Oh, whoopsie daisy. Single game at AT&T. Get out of here, man. Keep SMU on the schedule. I love the game. I love beating SMU. Everybody who has been a lifelong Frog fan or has any kind of roots in the 80s loves beating SMU. Okay. I think all of the arguments against it are ridiculous. Yeah, and why? Why would I want to replace SMU with North Carolina? Who cares? Who cares? I don't care, right? I would much rather beat SMU than North Carolina. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. And everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I love you, James. You can believe what you want to believe. I'm telling you what I think about it. Okay. All right, Joe. I've been getting behind on your comments here. Buddy, we'll bring it back. And hate to say it, SMU will be the now you're getting spicy. I don't know about that. Gosh, do we want more than 16 teams in the Big 12? You know what will be interesting though? And I really do still want to have Cody Campbell on the Biggest 12 at some point in the near future. He is interested in coming on the show. I want to hear more about his plans, what he's trying to lobby Congress to, have this federal chartered agency basically to police college sports to replace the NCAA. And there's talk about redoing the conferences because, when each conference isn't competing for its own individual TV contract, there's no need for these super conferences and everything. Could there be a world where we get the Southwest Conference back? Maybe, hey, there's a reason that we had these 10-team regional conferences for freaking 100 years, right? Before yesterday. All right. Because it made a lot of sense financially and, interest-wise in the sport. I don't know. Okay, yeah, he's talking about Josh. I agree. It's absolutely ridiculous that you leave Josh in the game there. Okay. All right, what do you got, James? That's okay if you're want the same team to always be your out of conference. That's essentially what Iowa State does. Yeah, I think that would be fine with me. That would be fine with me. It's a great crosstown rivalry. There aren't enough of them in college football. There's not enough regionality. People trying to maintain regionality in the sport, right? Kansas should be playing Missouri every year, in my opinion. Yeah. I don't know. I play a North Carolina in a bowl game, right? That's what that's for, in my opinion. But nobody cares what I think. if there's one thing I've learned in my 35 years of life, nobody cares what I think. And at least if we're going to end the game, we've got the skillet forever. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. Yeah, James, I understand there's trade-offs. Yeah, of course. But, let me keep the skillet game. That's what I would say. Okay. So that's really the show today. That's the show. We got the skillet forever, and you love to see it. And you also love to see the savagery of TCU football, the @TCU football account on Twitter continuing. The video was great today. I have to also say I really loved the shot at all of SMU's hashtags because they can't seem to land on a new saying now that they're getting rid of Pony Up for a reason. Why do places do this? Why do we reinvent the wheel for no reason? Pony Up was the thing that all SMU people loved saying. They started in 2007, and you couldn't have hoped that a saying could take off any better than that one did. And they're like, nah, now we're gonna change it. We're gonna change it. Why? You literally have a pony that runs across the field. You're the Pony Express. Why not? It's like the Revivalry, y'all. Come on. Call it the Revivalry. Why are we reinventing the wheel? Yes, Joe. Remember the Alamo Bowl, and we are on to Arizona State. So you're going to have a very late night TCU Postgame live after that Arizona State game. Hopefully, we're celebrating another victory. 4-0. Come on, let's make it happen. And on Tuesday, of course, the Biggest 12. So to make sure you catch both those things, make sure you're subscribing at Big 12 VOCFB. Ring the bell at TCU VOCFB. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, ring the bell. And going over to my channel at Clint Foster Creations, where you're going to find, remember the Alamo Bowl, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. I put so much love and care and time and attention into this film, my first ever feature film. Won an award at the Panther City Film Festival. I so hope that you enjoy it. And because I can't directly monetize it, if you feel so behooved to drop your boy a tip in the chat, then that would be very appreciated as well. But yes, at Clint Foster Creations, ring that bell to notify you. Trust me, I checked. There's not an interesting NFL game on at that time, so you won't be missing anything. All right, you'll be able to gather around the YouTube app on your streaming platform of choice and watch Remember the Alamo Bowl on your big screen. Hopefully you enjoy it. Also, we didn't mention this before, download Novig, use promo code VOCFB Big 12. It is a sports betting app where you use coins instead of dollars, okay? But you can purchase more coins. It's very, very fun. Check it out, download it, use that promo code. That's how you're going to get, I think it's something like 50 coins for $1 or some crazy deal. All right, and they'll also know that we sent you, and that's going to be a very great thing for us. So please do that. And if you have a gambling problem, come on, man. Don't keep digging the hole. Please call 1-800-GAMBLER and know that you have to be 21 or older to participate in Novig. Download the Voice of College Football wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. All the places. Until next Saturday, I love ya, and go Frogs. Who we got coming in? Yes. Who watches the NFL, Joe? Come on. 7 p.m. Let's go.